Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 19 of Chance Ball, and this one is titled Nekoma versus... The two of you mucked around in the water for a bit before deciding to head back to the main beach, grabbing your boards and gingerly standing up on them. What do you want to do this afternoon? Dabi asked as he paddled the board beside you. Dunno, you replied as you wobbled slightly and had to fling your arms out to the side to balance yourself. You want to watch a movie or something? Okay, he replied, watching with amusement as you finally got yourself back under control again. You got back to the beach and handed the boards and paddles back to the man in charge, and then started back up the beach. Oi, Dabi said in a low voice as he nudged your arm sharply while walking beside you. Ow, what? You snapped, rubbing your arm where he had nudged you, and you glared at him. He jerked his head up to the right, and you looked to see where he had nodded to and saw a beach volleyball comp was set up. There was a big sign that gave a short run-through of what was involved, and you and Dabi walked over to check it out. Long story short, the winning team would get a coupon for dinner at a fancy restaurant that was up on the hill nearby, overlooking the beach. You down? Dabi asked slowly with a smirk as he read the rules. Doesn't say that proper volleyball players can't play. Even if it said that we couldn't, I'd still play, you replied as you crossed your arms across your chest defiantly. Let's clean up this comp and get free dinner. Sweet, Dabi sneered. It gives us a chance to work together too. You smirked and walked up to the guy who was organising teams. Hey, you greeted. Me and my boyfriend want to play doubles. She means husband, but whatever. Dabi grunted as he strode up beside you and slung his arm across your shoulder. And put a nugget on it, he added, referring to the nugget ring exchange you two had had. You snorted and the guy opened his mouth to say something, but Dabi's second comment threw him completely. Don't mind him. He's just a little crazy. And by little, I mean a lot. And by crazy, I mean psychotic. Oh, you flatter me, Dabi replied dryly. The guy looked mildly concerned, but slowly nodded anyway. Okay, so y'all want to play together and verse two others? Yep, you replied confidently. Okay, what's your names? He asked. Yin and Dabi, you said quickly. Okay, groovy. Just wait for this match to end, then you can verse the next two, you said as he pointed to two guys who were arguing on the sidelines. You looked at them and then to Dabi. Well, that short guy with the orange hair seems like a pocket rocket, you commented to Dabi. Like you, Dabi quipped. Come on, let's introduce ourselves. Your man strode ahead slightly, walking up to the two boys and coming eye to eye with the taller male who had a very intimidating aura. Yo, Dabi greeted with a smirk. The taller male looked at Dabi and frowned slightly. What are you doing here? He asked bluntly. Oh, the shorter of the pair said excitedly. Hi Dabi, what brings you here? Wait, you know each other? You asked from slightly behind Dabi. Hi, the orangeette greeted as he looked around Dabi to see you. I'm Hinata. Hey, you greeted with a slightly reserved smile. Both taller males were still staring each other down. Kageyama, say hello and don't be rude, Hinata badgered his male friend. No need to say hello when we already know each other, Kageyama replied, his steely gaze still locked onto Dabi. So we're versing each other then? You asked hesitantly. And you guys play volleyball too, I assume? Yes, we're from Karasuno, Hinata bubbled happily. I'm a middle blocker, and Kageyama is a setter. Oh, wow, he replied. I am a libero for Nekoma High, the girls' team, and I'm pretty sure you know Dabi then? Yes, we've versed Nekoma a few times, Hinata said with a bright smile. Meanwhile, both taller males were still locked in a staring contest. Okay, you two, lighten up, you said, shoving Dabi in the side. He glanced down at you and then back to Kageyama. I'm psyching him out so we can win, Dabi said to you. I don't think that will work, Kageyama replied with a smirk. Let's let the game speak then, Dabi replied with a lopsided grin. Looking forward to burying your ass in the sand. Dabi, you're so cool, Hinata said excitedly, eyes sparkling with awe. Don't compliment him, Kageyama snapped at his teammate. Oh, how cute. You're jealous, Dabi sneered at Kageyama. I'll show you how cool I am once we're on the court, Kageyama said darkly. Kageyama, that was a cool comeback, Hinata gasped with awe. You saw Kageyama smirk slightly with pride, and then he turned to the side and glanced at Dabi. See you out there. Dabi huffed lightly through his nose with amusement as the pair walked off a little way to watch the game. Are they good? You asked Dabi. That's like me asking you, do you like me more than chicken nuggets? He deadpanned. The answer is yes, by the way. Is that really a yes, though? You uttered lowly in a teasing tone. Sorry, what was that? Dabi pressed with a raised eyebrow. What? you replied loudly. I didn't say I liked chicken nuggets more than you. Nope, that's not exactly what you heard me say, you teased. Can chicken nuggets rile you and leave you completely satisfied? I don't think so, Dabi said confidently. Your mouth opened and closed a few times, lost for words with embarrassment. Shut up, you mumbled, loser. Dabi grabbed you and kissed your lips. Soon it was your and Dabi's turn to take on Kageyama and Hinata, and you walked out onto the sand court. Let's take them down as quickly as possible, Dabi said softly to you, before they used their quick attack. Quick attack? You queried. No time to explain, but keep your wits about you, Dabi warned. Now give me a kiss for good luck. You kissed quickly and then got into position. Ready, the umpire called, handing the ball to Dabi. Start when you're set. Dabi nodded and tossed the volleyball up a few times to get a feel for it, while you crouched low, ready to go. Ready, baby, Dabi called to you. Hit it, you called back. Dabi threw the ball up and did a jump serve, sending the ball sharply across the net. Hinata shot towards it, copping the ball in the face as he tried to get under it to send it back over to your side. Oof, you said out loud as the ball fell to the sand on their side. You good, Hinata? Dumbass, Kageyama yelled at the orangeette. Don't overthink it. I'm sorry, Hinata replied as he got up and rubbed his face tenderly. The whistle blew, and it was you and Dabi who were given the point. You smirked as you looked back at him and he winked at you. Don't mess with the Nekoma couple's goals, you said proudly, as you held your hands up for him to do a double high-five to. You know it, baby, Dabi replied as he smacked your hands. Let's go, round 2. You took your place at the nets again and crouched, looking back over your shoulder to Dabi. Come on, baby, service ace it, you called with a smirk as you looked back and locked eyes with Hinata. Dabi threw the ball up and smacked it across the net, and you thought he had managed an ace, but Hinata dived at the last minute and just got his thumb under the ball, getting it back up in the air. It's up, Hinata called. Sorry, Kageyama. Why are you apologising? Kageyama barked as he raced over and flicked his fingers under it to send it up for a spike. Quick as a flash, Hinata jumped up and sprung at the net, smacking the ball firmly down on your side of the net just in front of you. I didn't send it back to you properly, Hinata said as he looked back at Kageyama. I'll do better next time. You and Dabi just stood there dumbfounded. How are they just casually having a conversation after such a quick attack? You thought as you looked at them. Shake it off, babes. We'll get the next one, Dabi said to you. You nodded and crouched, ready to receive Hinata's serve as they were serving next. The lithe middle blocker jumped and hit the ball across to you, which you received and set up, waiting for Dabi to spike it. Your man came up from your left, springing up easily in the sand and rearing his left arm back to spike the ball across the net. The two on the other side had formed a block, and both jumped at the same time to shut him out, but Dabi aimed his spike at Hinata's hand and managed to deflect it off the orangette's fingers. Yeah! You hollered with excitement when the volleyball hit the ground behind Hinata. Go, Dabi! I'm not the volleyball captain for nothing, Dabi replied smugly as you jumped into his arms to celebrate. The game continued, and both your and the opposing team seemed evenly matched, until Kageyama and Hinata did their deviant quick. Then it was obvious who the better team was. It was getting close to match point, and there wasn't much between your team and Kageyama Hinata's, but they were definitely in the lead. Chance ball! You screamed as you got your wrist under a rogue ball and sent it back up again. Got it, babe, Dabi called as he set it up for you to spike. Oh no! I can't spike! I've never spiked a ball before! What do I do? You screamed internally as you ran for the ball, eyes wide with fear. You jumped and whacked the ball as hard as you could, straight into Hinata's palm. The ball ricocheted back to you and fell at your feet, much to your disappointment. You grunted as you bent down to pick it up. And the winners are Kageyama and Hinata, the announcer yelled obnoxiously loudly into the megaphone. You scowled slightly and turned to Dabi. Sorry, I totally screwed that up, you grunted with annoyance. Nah, don't worry about it. It's just a friendly game, Dabi replied dismissively. But we didn't win the game, so we don't get free dinner, you pouted. I'll buy us a fancy dinner, baby. Don't pout, Dabi replied as he reached out and ruffled your hair. Don't baby me, I'm not a kid, you pouted harder as he swatted his hand away and crossed your arms across your chest. Dabi chuckled lowly and grabbed you in a bear hug. You're cute when you're angry, he whispered in your ear before taking your earlobe in his teeth and tugging on it. A meek voice said from your right. You pulled your head back and looked over to the person who was trying to interrupt your and Dabi's moment and saw a very flustered Hinata standing there scratching a blushing cheek. What's up? You asked in a dead tone. Here, he said, holding out the tickets for the free dinner. You two can have these. Kageyama just told me that we already have dinner organised. Oh, you said softly as Dabi let you go. Are you sure? You asked as you reached out for the dinner tickets. Yep, he said happily. You guys played really well. It was fun versing you two. You're a good player, you blurted out. And you do fast attacks. Oh, that's all thanks to my setter, Hinata said with an enamoured blush. He's amazing. Let's go, dumbass, Kageyama called to Hinata, and you laughed. You and Kageyama sound like Dabi and I, you chuckled. Couple goals. Couple, Hinata stammered. Oi, Kageyama called sharply again. Okay, thank you for the game, Hinata said quickly, before bowing stiffly and running back to Kageyama. Why are you blushing? What did they say? Kageyama grunted as Hinata approached him. Nothing, Hinata stammered. Why are you blushing then? Kageyama pressed. You and Dabi smirked as the two walked off, with Hinata still trying to deny everything. Looks like we're going to have dinner after all, Dabi replied with a smirk. Wonder if they'll let me eat nuggets off your bare body there. I don't know whether they'll even have nuggets there, you mused, looking down the tickets. The friggin' place is called Odeus? What kind of name is that? How do you pronounce it? Dabi asked with a laugh. Odeus? I don't friggin' know. Let's go with Odeus, he replied with a laugh. Screw it. They have a frickin' dress code, you hissed at Dabi as you rocked up in the most casual outfits you two had, complete with thongs. I don't know, do you call them sandals? Flip-flops? I'm an Aussie, we call them thongs in Australia. Screw 'em, we have tickets, he replied lowly as he walked up to the reception desk. Got 2 tickets for dinner tonight, he said as he handed the tickets across to the lady. Oh, of course, monsieur, she replied with a heavy French accent. French? You whispered in surprise. Not eating snails, Dabi hissed at you, and you tried not to laugh. Right this way, s'il vous plaît, she said as she stepped out from behind the desk and led you both into the most Hayute dining room you'd ever seen. Holy mother of rectangles, you whispered in a hushed tone as you entered the room. What the actual hell is this? Fancy shiz, that's what it is, Dabi replied. Hey, at least we got to see our Krasno babies. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. See you then.